coming up next on Newswatch.
The Ohio presidential primary is today, and the results from both parties can make or break candidates.
Voters decide today if they will move the Gallia County Fairgrounds out of the floodplain.
And in sports, 8 members of the swimming and diving team earned attention outside of the pool and instead in the classroom. Newswatch starts right now.
Broadcasting live from WOUB TV in Athens, this is Newswatch.
All eyes are on Ohio today as voters likely determine the future of the Democratic and Republican races for nominations. Good evening, I'm Mackenzie Pyatt.
And I'm Caitlin Roman. Thanks for joining us. Athens residents join thousands of voters across the state who will decide the presidential candidate's fate. But first, voters are deciding whether or not to move the Gallia County Fairgrounds. Today, the sales tax is back on the ballot after it was voted down in November. WOUB reporter Catherine Blaine is live with us. Catherine, you were out in Gallia today. What are the fair organizers saying?
Well, the Gallia County Fair Board is urging voters to say yes to the sales tax. Back in November, the tax was only voted down by about 150 votes. That narrow defeat really encouraged the fair organizers to keep chugging away at the potential to move the fairgrounds.
Our supporters said, no, don't give up. You were so close. You've got to try again.
Moving the Gallia County Fairgrounds is back in the voters' hands. Floods have plagued the area for several years, forcing organizers to shut down the annual county fair early.
We actually had to close the fair down a little bit early on a Saturday evening one year. We flooded on Sunday after the fair, the Monday after the fair.
The location concerns fair board members like Massey. If the fair is shut down early, people traveling to Gallia leave early as well.
I've spent the best part of my life at the fair in one capacity or another. And it is, in my mind, the number one, at least the number two event in Gallia County.
Officials say moving the fairground will cost the average family about $25 a year. If the measure is passed tonight, Massey says the new fairground will be ready sooner rather than later.
I think we probably could be ready, I'm hoping, by the 2017 fair if everything fell in line. And it would have to fall in line because that's a pretty tight timeline when you talk 15, 16 months down the road, be ready for the fair on a brand new facility. I think we could do that if everything falls in place.
Well, the polls close in Gallia County at 7:30 tonight. To stay updated with all of the information for the local elections, make sure to keep it with WOUB.org. Reporting live for WOUB News, I'm Catherine Blaine.
Thanks, Catherine.
While all the attention has been focused on the presidential primary, there are some state and local races. 2 Democratic candidates are vying to become state representative of the 94th District. Sarah Grace and Eddie Smith are both familiar faces to Athens County voters. Grace, a local small business owner, has lived in Athens with her family for 19 years, while Smith currently serves as president of OU's Graduate Student Senate. Tonight's winner will face Republican candidate Jay Edwards in November. And along with voting for their presidential pick, Ohioans at the polls are narrowing the field for the Democrats seeking a Senate seat. Candidates Ted Strickland and P.G. Sittenfeld are expected to be on the ballot in November against incumbent Rob Portman. Former Governor Strickland is confident in today's results and is already looking ahead in the next race against Portman.
I've had over $10 million spent against me by the friends of Rob Portman, Senator Portman. I'm talking about the Koch brothers, Karl Rove, Mitch McConnell, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. They've spent a lot of money against me. I'm told perhaps more money against me than any Senate candidate in America. And yet every public poll has me with at least a slight lead.
Now Strickland has the backing of President Barack Obama, Vice President Joe Biden, former President Bill Clinton, and Senator Sherrod Brown.
Governor John Kasich voted in his hometown of Westerville this morning. He told reporters Donald Trump was not going to ruin his day today. Current polls show that Kasich is neck and neck with Donald Trump.
Very exciting to come into Ohio and cast a vote for me for President of the United States. Pretty amazing. My wife voted this morning, and my kids will have to get a little older before they can vote. They'll vote for my re-election.
Kasich has said in the past he would drop out of the race if he doesn't win Ohio. With all the craziness in the Republican presidential race, the Democratic Party is striving to appear united. This Sunday, Ohio Democrats hosted a dinner where both Hillary and Bernie came. Former Governor Strickland was also in attendance to discuss his Senate campaign. The Democrats say they will support whichever candidate is selected to represent the party in November.
Hey, even though we have a nice spirited primary and that's healthy and we got a lot of energy, our side basically is saying if the candidate we like doesn't win, we still feel pretty good about the other one. So we think that that's a good thing, but we also worked very hard to make sure that everyone felt like this party was fair all the way through.
Tonight there are 143 delegates up for grabs for whoever wins the Democratic primary in Ohio.
President Obama used an annual St. Patrick's Day luncheon on Capitol Hill to comment on GOP campaign rhetoric as vulgar and divisive. The president says GOP presidential candidates are setting bad examples for children and tarnishing America's reputation abroad. He did not directly mention GOP frontrunner Donald Trump.
We have heard vulgar and divisive rhetoric aimed at women and minorities, at Americans who don't look like us or pray like us or vote like we do. We've seen misguided attempts to shut down that speech, however offensive it may be. We live in a country where free speech is one of the most important rights that we hold.
The president also thanked Speaker Paul Ryan for speaking out earlier about the violence on the campaign trail.
Good evening and welcome to the Newswatch Weather Center. I'm Ananda Harris. Today we had another taste of beautiful spring weather with sunny skies and temperatures well above normal for this time of year. Currently in Athens it is 66 degrees with mostly sunny skies, and we still have a little daylight left since the change in time on Sunday. Across the region, temperatures all fairly warm, a little bit chillier up in our northern cities with 61 up in Newark. And as we go south, temperatures still in the 70s in our southern point in Ironton. Temperatures will cool down tonight as we go through with a low of 55 in Athens. Mostly dry conditions, however, until around 4 a.m. where we could see some showers and thunderstorms move into the region. Back to you, Mackenzie.
Thanks, Ananda. Low-income residents of Athens may be eligible to receive federal money to fix up their homes. That's thanks to the Community Housing Improvement Preservation Program, or CHIP. The CHIP program is administered by the Ohio Development Services Agency through a competitive application process. The goal is to provide more than $1 million to eligible residents for home rehab, repair, down payment assistance, and home construction.
So they want to see the CHIP money be used for activities that aren't being funded through any other funding agency. It's very unique in that way, and it's the only resource that a lot of low to moderate income households have to rehabilitate their home or repair their home.
To be eligible for the program, a resident must be in a low to moderate income bracket.
Starting today, the Ohio Supreme Court is adopting the use of gender-neutral language in family court cases. This follows the U.S. Supreme Court's ruling legalizing gay marriage across the country. Gender-neutral references in family court cases will be used in place of words such as husband and wife. OU's Survivor Advocacy Program is making its return next fall. The program was originally shut down because its director left and there wasn't a qualified replacement. According to Ohio University officials, despite a roughly 4-month search, OU has not named an interim coordinator or hired a permanent director. However, students who previously worked with the program coordinator may now work as peer educators. Worried about a nuclear war?
The Pentagon says not to fret yet because North Korea doesn't have nuclear capabilities. And the White House is keeping an eye on Russia's moves in Syria. These stories and more when Newswatch returns.
Really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students. My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything. Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us. Ohio University university students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything. Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
The White House is keeping an eye on Russia's moves in Syria after Vladimir Putin made an announcement that caught many in the West by surprise. Scott McLean reports from Washington.
Russian warplanes leaving Syria as suddenly as they arrived just 6 months ago.
I believe that the goal set out to the Ministry of Defense and the armed forces has overall been fulfilled.
Mission accomplished, says Russian President Vladimir Putin, but the public mission, fighting terrorism, has often differed from the reality on the ground. Russia has helped Syrian President Bashar Assad win back territory from moderate opposition. The Pentagon says Russian airstrikes have still not let up, but the White House says Russia's exit is a positive step if it follows through.
The Russian military intervention propped up Assad and only made it more difficult for that political resolution to be reached.
Russia will continue to be in Syria to monitor the ceasefire between the Syrian military and rebel groups, and it's unclear if it would resume bombing if peace talks break down. Opposition groups say the withdrawal is a good sign.
What really keep Assad in power now, what keep crimes until this moment, is the presence of the Russian forces there.
Russia's motives may also be partially financial. The country's economy is struggling with sanctions and the collapse in oil prices. But whatever the incentive, the U.S. is hoping Russia's exit will force Assad to negotiate a political end to a conflict that's killed more than 250,000 people. In Washington, I'm Scott McLean.
Putin's announcement came as Syrian peace talks resumed Monday in Geneva, Switzerland, in which members of the Syrian regime and opposition are meeting indirectly through a mediator to try to forge a path to peace. North Korea announced today that it has mastered both the nuclear bomb and the long-range rocket. However, that would require a huge jump in the North's suspected nuclear capabilities. The Pentagon does not think North Korea can live up to their nuclear threats.
We have means of assessing, for example, some of their tests. I'm not going to get into the details of that, but again, we feel at this point in time we have been able to assess their capabilities, and we don't assess that that's a capability they've demonstrated at this point. We're doing everything we can, as the American people would expect, to prepare just in case North Korea's words turn into something else.
The report said Kim Jong-un ordered the commencement of preparations for a nuclear warhead explosion test and test fringe of several kinds of ballistic rockets able to carry nuclear warheads to be conducted soon.
On Wall Street today, U.S. stocks ended mixed and mostly lower, led by a steep decline in drug company shares. Here's a look at some stocks of local interest. And there were tornadoes near Dayton last night. Find out the damage they caused. That story's still ahead.
There may be a few rumbles of thunder tomorrow on your morning commute, and I'm sure everyone thought winter was over, but that might not be the case. All that and more coming up on Newswatch.
Nestled in the heart of the Hocking Valley sits a town with a story. A story carved from mountains of coal, mixed with a little clay and sprinkled with a dash of culture. It's a story of national significance and local pride. A story rooted in the past that's still being written today. Join WOUB on March 19th at Nelsonville York High School for the premiere of Our Town, Nelsonville.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open. You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
According to the National Weather Service, a tornado caused damage in a southwest Ohio village near Dayton. Officials say the tornado caused property damage throughout the Phillipsburg area and leveled a barn. There were no immediate reports of injuries. The National Weather Service says the EF1 tornado touched down in Phillipsburg in Montgomery County at 2:19 p.m. Monday. An EF1 means winds reach speeds between 86 and 110 miles per hour. And that's it from over here. Over to you, Ananda.
Welcome back to the Newswatch Weather Center. I'm Ananda Harris. Currently in Athens, it is 66 degrees, a very pleasant evening for this time of year, and we should still have a few minutes left of daylight with the chime change earlier this week, so get out there and enjoy those nice temperatures. Today in Athens, we did see, again, well above average for this time of year. The high was 69 degrees, so we're over 10 degrees above normal. The low this morning was 56 degrees, also very warm, but we may not see those spring-like temperatures last all week. And if we take a look at our precipcast, we had high pressure in Ohio today, giving us the nice sunny skies and warm temperatures. However, we do have a low pressure system off to our west, which should start to move into the region tomorrow, giving us a chance for some showers and thunderstorms in the morning. And as we go through tomorrow night, we'll start to see that cold front push through the Ohio Valley region, dropping temperatures for Thursday morning, excuse me. And if we look over at our overnight for tonight, we will see temperatures staying right around 60 till about midnight when we'll drop into the 50s, and we will have our low for tonight being 55 degrees. We shouldn't have to worry about much rain until after 4 a.m. Hopefully no one will be out that late, but if you are, remember to take your umbrella. And for our bus stop in the morning, that's when we'll have our greatest chance of showers and thunderstorms, so make sure you bundle up those kids with a raincoat or an umbrella. We'll also be seeing breezy conditions, so it will feel a little bit chillier out there than it has the last few days. And tomorrow, the high in Athens, 66 degrees, so still pretty warm, but we will see that chance for showers and thunderstorms in the morning. That should taper off, though, by our evening hours. And across the region right now, temperatures are all in the mid-60s. Excuse me, sorry, I had the wrong graphic up there. Tomorrow, temperatures will all be in the mid to upper 60s, 69 down in Ironton, so a little bit warmer as we go south, and a little bit chillier up in the capital at 64 in Columbus for the high tomorrow. And if we look at our hour by hour for tomorrow, it'll be a little bit chilly in the morning, but we should warm up to 60 degrees by noon, and by 4 p.m., 65 degrees, and those showers should be out of our region. And overnight, tonight, temperatures all in the low to mid 50s, so a little bit chillier than it has been. And overnight in Athens, the low of 55 degrees. And looking at our extended forecast, we will get a little bit chillier this weekend with 46 for the high on Sunday, where we will see a chance for snow, believe it or not. And the rest of the week will start to warm up a little bit as we go through on Monday at 48 degrees and Tuesday a little bit warmer at 52. Back to you, Mackenzie.
Thanks, Ananda. Stress is something we all can use a little less of. And in today's Health Minute, Jennifer Whalen gives you a few relaxation tips to relieve some of that stress.
Juggling a busy work and life schedule can oftentimes take its toll, but there are a few ways to help maintain a healthy balance. Meditate. Taking a few minutes out of your day to meditate could help make you feel more resilient to stress. Find a quiet place, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths. Doctors say deep breathing helps to slow down your heart rate and lower your blood pressure. Be present. Something as simple as taking a walk or getting some fresh air can make you feel less tense. The idea is to slow down and to spend some time in the moment. Listen to music. Research shows listening to something soothing can help with anxiety. Adding some nature sounds to your playlist is a good place to start. Get moving. Whether you're out running or doing yoga, any form of exercise is a good way to deal with stress, especially if you do it a few times a week. For today's Health Minute, I'm Jennifer Whalen.
Many doctors are now foregoing prescribing pills and prescribing exercise and de-stressing for many illnesses.
Good evening, I'm Kelsey Steele. Tonight in sports, I'll show you where Ohio men's basketball stands as the postseason gears up. And an impressive 8 members of the Ohio swimming and diving team were named to the Academic All-Mid-American Conference team. Find out who made the cut next on Newswatch. And stay tuned to WOUB. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
Body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything. Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home.
Welcome back. I'm Kelsey Steele. Mid-American Conference play may be over for the Ohio men's basketball team, but dreams for a championship live on. Once accepting the bid to the College Basketball Invitational on Sunday, the Cats are preparing for their matchup against Albany tomorrow night. Ohio is making its 22nd national postseason experience. It's second in the CBI. This is the first matchup in history for the Bobcats and the Great Danes. Albany is headed to Athens after a 24-8 season, 13-3 in the American East Conference. You can catch Ohio and Albany in action at 7 o'clock tomorrow night in the Convo. Ohio baseball is also playing the waiting game. The Bobcats postponed their game against Northern Kentucky today. The first pitch was pushed back to Wednesday at 6 p.m. at Bob Wren Stadium. Ohio may have had the day off, but there sure was some buzz in the bullpen. Senior starting pitcher Connor Sitz was named to the MAC East Division Pitcher of the Week. Sitz has struck out 8 and allowed 6 earned runs on 3 hits this season. Over 4 starts, Sitz is 1-1 with a 3.86 ERA. It's an action-packed day for Ohio sports tomorrow. The Ohio softball team hosts Wright State in the 2016 season home opener. Ohio's been on the road all season and boasts an 11-7 record. A lot of light shining on Michaela Cooper this season. In her 18 starts, she has 3 home runs and 14 RBIs. Savannah Jo Dorsey continues a stat-heavy career on the mound. Dorsey is 6-5 and forced 99 strikeouts in her 8 starts this season. The Bobcats home opener starts at 5:30 at the Ohio softball field. The Ohio swimming and diving team spends just as much time hitting the books as they do in the pool. 8 members of the team were named to the academic All-MAC team today. Elena Patz, a sophomore pre-exercise physiology major, leads the group with just over a 3.9 GPA. At the 2016 MAC championships, she placed 16th on the 100-yard butterfly. Senior Addison Ferguson led Ohio in the water all season and earned 2nd in the 100-yard butterfly at the MAC championships. On top of that, she maintained nearly a 3.4 GPA. Louisville and Rick Pitino are back in the headlines today. The head coach of the former national champs appeared on ESPN's Mike and Mike earlier today. His interview follows a recruiting and sex scandal that first appeared in the media back in October. In the interview, Pitino claimed he had people in place to ensure players and recruits avoided trouble. He explained Andre McGee, a graduate assistant for Louisville's basketball program, did not fulfill his responsibilities in that role. Louisville imposed a 1-year postseason ban. For Pitino, the ban has been painful. He said, quote, "It's a bitter pill to swallow. March Madness is my favorite time of the year." Louisville season may be over, but 68 teams are ready to dance. The NCAA tournament kicks off tonight, and the slate is set for 2 weeks of unexpected runs and bracket busters. Florida Gulf Coast and Fairleigh Dickinson kicked off the frenzy just minutes ago in Dayton, Ohio. And Vanderbilt and Wichita State continue the madness at 9-10. The Shockers are entering the NCAA tournament for a school record 5th year in a row. The Commodores, on the other hand, haven't played on the big stage since 2012. Wichita State has to counter Vanderbilt's monster front line as the Commodores need to manage an experienced Shockers backcourt. Buckle up, basketball fans. The ride is just getting started. And that's it for sports. Over to you, Caitlin.
Thanks, Kelsey. And Harrison Ford will grab his whip and satchel once again. Oh, and of course, his hat. Indiana Jones is coming back to the big screen. Disney said today the legendary fedora-wearing archaeologist will return to the big screen for a 5th film adventure. The film will reunite star Ford with director Steven Spielberg. Ford has played Professor Jones since 1981's Raiders of the Lost Ark. He will be 77 years old when the film is released. The newest installment does not have a title yet, but it hits theaters on July 19th, 2019.
Currently in Athens, it is 66 degrees with mostly sunny skies. And as we go overnight, we will see temperatures drop down to 55 degrees and clouds move into our region as we see some showers and thunderstorms around 4 a.m. And looking at our 7-day, tomorrow will be our greatest chance for rain and thunder. And as we go through the weekend, we may see some snow. Back to you.
Thanks, Ananda. And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Caitlin Roman.
And I'm Mackenzie Pyatt. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at WOUB.org.